Yeah, just wanted to thank everyone for being here. We're just super excited and really honored to host this weekend, to host the first ever Super Regional in Starkville for our softball program. And just really, I think, a long time coming for this team, this program, our alumni, just the excitement that we've seen from them all week long and really all season long. They've been our biggest supporters. They've been back for alumni weekends, unofficial alumni weekends. We'll have a big crowd of them again. And, they really have been a big part in building this program and trusting these coaches and buying into what Mississippi State softball is all about. And I think they really laid the foundation for this group and this team as well. They bought into what we were selling, and it was to make history for this program, to be the first to attend a Super Regional, and for that to come to fruition over the weekend. Just so excited for them to experience what postseason softball is all about the longer you play. And we're looking forward to a great crowd. I know, everyone here at Mississippi State has really been working hard and long hours to make this happen, and so excited to see what's going on in the outfield and all around to really accommodate as many people as we can for this weekend's games.
All right, we'll take questions for the student athletes so we can dismiss them when the question portion is over. Anybody got questions? John?
John Sokoloff with WCBI TV in Columbus. I guess it's for both of you. Maybe Paige, you could start us off. But I was hearing how it had to have been an emotionally draining weekend when you make softball history and knock off the number 2 ranked team. I mean, it's got to be crazy. I heard about all the texts and phone calls and lack of sleep that first night. I mean, has there been any kind of emotional drainage, and what's kind of been the key in making sure you guys get back on track?
I don't really think there's been an emotional drainage. It's definitely been some highs, mostly highs, of course. We're just really excited to get things started and get things rolling. It's we're ready to play. Let's go.
It's something that we're going to carry over. It's definitely been kind of like a roller coaster of emotions just from having so many highs, but we haven't really hit any lows. But we've just tried to work on continuing that momentum and bringing it in to practice every day this week, to lifting every day this week, just continuing that on and just working together to accomplish a goal that we've set out to make it happen. And so we've just been working really hard towards that goal.
All right, Theo.
Theo DeRosa, Commercial Dispatch. Yeah, it was announced yesterday that you guys are getting a new indoor facility. Whether or not you're there to enjoy it, what does that mean for this program?
You want me to go?
To both of the players.
Okay. It's amazing to see, and even though I may not get to play in it, but seeing that the future Bulldogs that come into this program are going to be a part of that is just something so special. And knowing that alumni in the past, people on this team, we're setting that foundation for that to be able to happen is just an amazing experience to be a part of. And I'm so blessed, and it's really cool to see it coming into play.
Yeah, it's really nice knowing how much our program's been growing over the years, and seeing it all just unfold, especially recently. And I might only have possibly 1 year playing in it, but it's just going to be really exciting to have something new for us 1 year along with our future Bulldogs.
Robbie?
Robbie Falk with 247. This is for Annie. When Coach Ricketts got you here, she was selling a vision, but did you envision this happening in your time to make history like this? There was nothing in the past to sell, so it was a vision, but did you think this was going to happen?
It's something that from the first day that I stepped on campus, that was something we talked about. First team meeting that I was ever a part of, we set a goal and we wanted to make it happen. Whether it was the first 2 years I was here, or if it was going to be this last one, we set it out. And we did everything we possibly could to make it happen. So I kept saying it's unreal, but it's just so awesome to be a part of.
Any other questions? Theo?
Paige, at the end of that last regional game, you immediately go out and spike the ball on the ground. Was that something that you thought about doing before, an instinctive thing at that point?
Yeah, it's kind of something like, what if this blast ball is hit to me? I had actually just got done telling Maddie and Chloe, I was like, this girl's about to hit the ball our way, because she had done it that bat before. I was like, this girl's going to hit it to us. So I was like, I already had a feeling it was coming to me. I didn't exactly know what I was going to do at the time. It was just out of, like, the timing and the emotion. I was just so excited. I just, let it go.
Just glad you didn't hit Annie in the face.
Yeah.
I know I got kind of scared for a second, but it was fine. It was just we were gonna roll with
Yeah.
it.
I tried to put it away from you.
All right, any other questions in the room? All right, if you have any questions on Zoom, just hit the raise your hand function. Not seeing any questions on there. So you ladies are dismissed. Coach, you got to stay with. Okay. All right, we got Javier.
Yeah, hi. Javier Morales, All Sports Tucson. I can't really see you guys. There's no video, so if you answer, can you please say your name? I can hear Coach. Maybe just ask Coach a question. You play in Arizona, the tradition they have, the history they have. Just talk about that. How much that might affect your team or the way they all look at this series.
Yeah, we know going into this series and playing a very storied program like Arizona Wildcats, really it's an honor to be in a super regional against a program with the type of history that they have. And, I know for me and for a lot of these girls on the team, we grew up watching them play in the World Series. And just for a program that's been there year after year, I think we have a lot of respect for them. And, that is our goal as a program as well, is to be a team that is in a super regional and working for a World Series year after year. So we're excited for the opportunity, but I think our focus always goes back to us and to our dugout. And, we're going to respect our opponent. We're going to prepare for them. We're going to take it seriously, but we know we have to be focused on what we can control, and that's, every pitch that, we throw or that we're looking to hit in the box.
Is there something in particular that impresses you about Arizona that you've seen overall?
Really all around, they're just, fundamentally a strong team. Obviously, their offense, they've hit for a lot of power. Their pitching staff really lately has just been hot, playing great defense as well. And, you look at that coaching staff, I've had the opportunity to play against all three of them, and they've all played at a high level. But I just think, when you look at them and what they did, particularly in the Pac-12 play, starting 0-8 and then going on the run like they did, it reminds me of our team last year. And I know the grittiness and the determination that what that takes to turn it around when nothing's going your way, and you're in that kind of 0-8 or 0-13 hole in conference play. So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be two hard-nosed, gritty teams going out there competing, giving it their best, and we're excited to get on the field with them.
Parrish Alford, Daily Journal, Tupelo. Coach Ricketts, you guys have been to the regionals a lot. What's the difference in this team that was not able to take that extra step and the others? What's the difference now?
I think this team is a testament to the teams that have all been there before. And we talk a lot about learning from the past, whether it was our games our first weekend out, to our games last season, to our games a few years ago. And 2018 was the first year that we even played on a Sunday in a regional. And that team was the first to do that. We were able to do it again. We wanted to get back to Sunday in a regional. We did that in 2019. We did it in 2021. So we knew the next step was to win a game on a regional championship Sunday in a regional game. So I think it was taking those experiences, learning from it, and understanding that we weren't satisfied just setting that history for the program. And I think around the same year is the first time we won a game in the SEC tournament, and now we've done it back-to-back years as well. So a lot of it is learning from the past, and using it to grow and push us forward and set new goals. And I think this team's done a really great job with that. It's been really the message since weekend one, when we went out and faced number 1 Oklahoma and at the time number 3 UCLA that first weekend, and it did not go well for us. But that was the point. We wanted to challenge ourselves. We wanted to test the team and see where we're at and come home, and we weren't going to forget about the losses. We were going to learn from them and see how we could grow and get better so that we were ready for SEC play.
Robbie?
And Coach, having said all that, I mean, you come in here and you're trying to build a foundation, a program. There's been some success here, but nothing like this. What's it mean to you as a coach that you were assistant coach and work your way up to head coach, build this, recruiting classes, you build this roster, to see this history? What's that mean to you?
Just so proud of this program, of this team, and of the past teams. Thankful for all of these young women who bought in to the belief and to Mississippi State and Mississippi State softball, and kind of did the work in the dark for this moment right here. And I just think it's a testament to the belief and of the athletic department as well to build us that brand new stadium in 2016 that helped us recruit these players that are on this team as well. And just continuing to push forward in all aspects, recruiting, facilities, and on the field. I think it's exactly what you work for. And now everybody sees the good days and the wins and all the highs, but there's a lot of lows, a lot of tough days behind it that really I think we had to work for and through to get to this moment.
Danny P.
Coach, you mentioned facilities, and Theo asked the girls this question. What, and I read your statement, but what kind of, just a little bit more, your thoughts on the new indoor facility they're planning?
Oh, we're so excited for it. It's been in the works for a while now, and we kind of, back and forth on different ideas, locations, and everything. And ultimately the decisions with everyone, from John Cohen and everyone in between was, let's do this right, let's do it the right way, and do something we're going to be proud of. And I think that's where we came up with this final design that we are going to build, and it's going to have everything possible that we need in there. Team meeting rooms, nutrition station, the training room, cold tubs, everything right now that we don't have on site that we're having to kind of walk around campus to get to. Just one stop for softball and softball only. And another way to us to continue to show recruits that they can come to Mississippi State and be great in this environment and with these facilities and this administration that's really going to buy into this program.
Theo.
Theo DeRosa, Commercial Dispatch. Yeah, you just mentioned that recruiting. What do you think hosting a super regional, being on national TV, can do for recruiting for this program?
I don't know if I've really quite grasped all that yet, but I think it definitely is going to be huge, and it's a big moment for us, to kind of put Mississippi State softball, put that name out there with the recognition that we are and will receive through the weekend. But we have a lot of really good recruits coming in that we've worked hard. Coach Josh Johnson, Tyler Bratton, huge part of our recruiting. They are grinding out there pretty much year-round on it. And I think they've got a lot of kids that really buy into us, to this program, to the idea of player development, to getting better and not just coming in and being satisfied with where they're at. And they're gritty. They've kind of got that chip on their shoulder mentality that we've been playing with because maybe they've been overlooked. And, I think we still want to keep that same type of player. We're not trying to change what we're looking for because we know what works for us and what types of players fit in well with our program. But I think now it'd definitely be a little bit of a bigger stage, and we'll have a little bit more that we can put out there in the recruiting process.
Jason.
Coach, early in the season you had some defensive struggles. That's not unusual for a lot of teams early on, but what has been the biggest attribute to your team getting so much better out in the field as of late?
I just think a lot of focus and a lot of hard work on that. Early on we were still trying to find our identity. We were rotating, different positions. I think Paige was playing second, Shay was at third. We had a lot of different first basemen out there, but just trying to figure out the best fit for us. And once we kind of figured out that lineup, getting the reps and getting them comfortable. I think they bought into the idea of we need to get better on defense and get better fast and just raise the standard a little bit. So it's not just the coaches who are out there. If we make a mistake and we're doing a drill that we know we want to do perfect, it'll be Madison Kennedy or Shea Moreno saying, no, do that again. We can do that better. And just that type of mindset and approach, I think, to our defense really helps them to trust and buy in, and then the pitchers are going to have that faith with them behind them as well.
Robbie.
Speaking of the pitchers, you use that whole staff approach, and Annie was so good in that second game, but you don't get there without Aspen, and Kinley's been good down the stretch as well. Just how good have you felt like that group has been, especially late in the season?
Yes, the pitching staff, particularly those three, have just been exceptional for us down the stretch. You definitely could not be in this position without them, without Aspen in that complete game Sunday. But I think the biggest thing that the three of them do, really the entire pitching staff, is they buy into the idea of a staff and doing it together and it not just being one pitcher. And they are each other's biggest cheerleaders. They are supportive and appreciative when somebody comes in to relieve them because they know that we're trying to set the next pitcher up for success. So whether it's sending Aspen out there to open and one time through the lineup like we did in the SEC tournament, Kenley middle relief and Annie to close. It just really is help setting each pitcher up for a position that they're going to be successful. So maybe now we're not having to throw 4 times through a lineup twice in a weekend. So they buy into it. They buy into the game plan they're doing with Coach Josh, and they've just really done a great job of focusing in and not putting too much pressure on themselves because they know they're not doing it by themselves out there.
John.
John Sokoloff with WCBI TV in Columbus. So I heard about, it's kind of like what I asked the players, I heard about, how emotional last weekend was, taking down the national number 2 seed, lack of sleep, a lot of calls, a lot of texts. I'm sure it's all surreal. You as a coach, what's kind of been the key to making sure that your players aren't kind of emotionally drained and they stay focused on the task at hand and not have any kind of carryover from that?
Yeah, that's definitely been the biggest focus for us for the week. With a lot going on, a lot of distractions, how do we get them back focused on softball, on the game plans, and on the weekend? And just, not being satisfied with getting to the stage. How can we go out there and compete and play our best ball this weekend as well? And that's really been the message. It's let's be where your feet are. We're going to enjoy it. Coming back to that welcoming committee Monday afternoon was really cool. And let's enjoy it, and then we'll get back to work. So really the message has been be where your feet are, whether that's out there getting off the bus, in the weight room, on the field, in the bullpen, in the cages. Just be checked in there, not looking too far ahead, because I think when you start to look too far ahead and this late in the season, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So let's just check in with each other. All you can control right now is this rep that we're working on. We've had a lot of help. We've got some great support. We brought in our counseling and sports psych department yesterday and just did kind of a question and answer, like, hey, how are you feeling? What are your emotions? How can we help? And the girls were able to just kind of talk through some of that, the nerves, the anxiety, the pressures that they were starting to feel, and just really using our resources. We took a minute yesterday to go and give back. Right now everybody's focused on us. We know we're very blessed, and we want to go out and bless some other people. So just trying to keep them busy, but also trying to keep it light, and then locking in and working hard when we do get on the field together as well.